Jason, Kyrie, 28 of his 30 in the second half to slam the door. What did you think of his performance, especially in the third and fourth quarters?
It was Kai-like there in the second half. I thought he was having a really good game. Had some good looks there in the first half that just didn't go down. But I think, like we talked before the game, just his calmness, his energy, he was always positive in the locker room. And then there in the third, he got going. And in the fourth, he kept going. And that's just the leadership and trust that the guys have on the floor with him. But just his calmness, and he took what the defense gave, and he got going and helped us, with that 8-0 run to start the third. And I thought, from that point on, we just went.
He's now 13-0 in elimination games. Why do you think he's been able to be so successful in elimination games like this?
Well, I would say his teammates, his decision-making of when to go, when to let others go. His basketball IQ is like no other. It's extremely high. His patience, the confidence that his teammates and coaches have in him, that he's going to do the right thing, and you can see that. And so I would say that's why his record is perfect.
Coach, this Mavs team had potential before the trade deadline. You guys got Gafford, you got Washington. Tonight they played a big role once again, as they have since the trade happened. Can you just put into words their impact on this team since the trade deadline?
Yeah, they're very important when you look at the culture of our team. Our defense changed when they got here. They're not going to complain. You don't have to run a play for them. They want to do whatever it takes for the team to win. And so we've said this since they've gotten here over and over. We've been consistent that they've changed the culture. And just understanding that our defense came when they arrived. And so we needed that in this series, and we're going to need that going forward. But those two are very important to what we're trying to do.
Jason, did you have any particular message to the team after this? Do you say much about the series you just won? Do you talk about the series you're about to go into? Or do you say much at all?
Yeah, we just enjoy it. But I don't say much in front of the cameras. So once the camera's left, just enjoy it. We'll have tomorrow off. Regroup on Sunday, and then focus on Oklahoma City. But they should enjoy it. This is to beat the Clippers is no easy task. It wasn't given; those guys earned it. And so to enjoy it, they have tomorrow off, and then we'll get back to work on Saturday. Or
Coach,
Sunday. Sunday.
I'm sorry, Coach Kidd. Derek Lively has a near double-double this evening. What's just been your observations in his first, his rookie year playoff series?
Yeah, I thought he's been incredible. He's played his role at a very high level, being able to change shots, rebound. But I thought stepping up to the free throw line when they, were doing the hack-a-shack, I thought he did a really good job of keeping his composure and knocking down free throws. And so this young man is only 20 years old, and he also, since we've gotten him, he has changed the culture here. And that's something that when you look at our two bigs, Gaff and Lively, both of them can start. One has to start, the other one has to come off the bench, and they've been both great in those roles of one starting and the other one coming in. Those guys are playing at a very high level, and they've helped us defensively and offensively. So, but D-Live, as a 20-year-old, he's a little bit seasoned. His spirit has been here before, and you can see that his calmness and his energy and his trust in his teammates and his voice has been big, and we're going to need that again in this next series.
Coach Kidd, Josh Green finished with 7 points tonight, grabbed a couple crucial offensive rebounds. How much does Josh's energy truly help y'all?
Yeah, it's not about the points. Being able to come up with the 50-50 balls. He gave us second and third opportunities with the offensive rebounds. His ability to get deflections or steals, or again, we judge him on his energy, and I thought he was big for us there in that first half and second half. And then for him to throw in a three or two, that's that's a bonus. We're not looking at his stats of scoring, but his energy, and then his defense for us was good. So those are the things that we measure Josh with, and he was, again, tonight, he was really good for us.
You just describe what you guys were able to do on the boards, particularly in the first quarter when you had 10 offensive rebounds.
Yeah, I thought, again, the misses, we were able to come up, Gaff, and those guys, D-Live gave us second or third opportunities, and that was something that we wanted to do in this series was try to own the glass if we did miss, and we missed quite a few shots, but those guys helped us get second and third opportunities. I thought D-Live did an incredible job of tipping the balls out and giving us the second and third opportunities, and we capitalized on those offensive rebounds.
Kleber's injury was described as a shoulder sprain. He's obviously a big part of what you guys do going forward. What is your concern level, if at all, at this point?
Yeah, next man up.
Do you have any sense of how long he might be out?
I don't.
Coach, going back to Kyrie, there's been this outside perception of him as a teammate, but what have you seen from this Kyrie from the last season and a half?
When you say perception, what do you mean?
Some people might say he might be this type of locker room cancer or things like that from his time in Brooklyn. Obviously, you say he's a leader, so clearly it doesn't seem like the outside perception matches who he really is the question I'm asking.
Yeah, that's a great question. I don't think anybody's written that of late. We're all human. We're all going to make mistakes. But when you look at Kai, we don't see that perception of what's been written in the past. We're only in the present, and what he's doing is rewriting his journey, and you can see that. And so, when we got him, people didn't think he was going to fit with Luka. That changed quickly. And so now they're writing about him scoring 28 and a half. It's a beautiful thing, what he's doing. But I've known Kai, so it's a lot longer than most. And so he knows how to play the game. He knows how to play the game the right way. We're all, have our own opinions about different things. He's worldly, which is a beautiful thing, too. Most of us aren't. We're just stuck in our sport. But he can talk about other things. And sometimes that scares people. But I think what he's done for us, he's a leader, and he's teaching these young men, how to be pros, and that's something that we needed.
Kyrie, you scored 28 of your 30 points in the second half. What got you going there in the second half, and what did kids say to you at halftime?
He didn't need to say anything to me at halftime. I don't think much needed to be said in general. Just because it was a tie ball game, I felt like we were playing pretty well. Everybody touched the basketball pretty often. I didn't get as many looks as I probably am used to getting, or what I would have wanted. But I was just following the flow of the game, and then coming out at halftime, just being ready to use my conditioning to the best of my ability and beat them up and down the court. Continue to play some tough defense and get some easy ones for my teammates.
Kyrie, you're now 13-0 in closeout games. First part is, when you hear that stat, what goes through your mind, and what is it about you that makes you so comfortable in these situations?
When I hear 13-0, that's not my full playoff record, even though, I've had my fair share of battles with some of my peers in this league. But when I think about the 13-0 and closeout games in general, I just know we just got to get there to that point to be able to be ready to have the other team submit, and it's one of the hardest things to do as a competitor is to have your opponent concede or submit. And I do want to take this time to give a respectful shout out and also show my respect to the Clippers organization and the players that we went up against, my peers. It's always fun, and they got me better. And I told them that after the clock went on 0, I just thanked each and every one of them for getting me better and challenging me and doing all the things that you would want as a competitor. So it was healthy, this series, just for us to continue to grow as a team, continue to develop what our identity will be moving forward. And you just got to relish in those moments where You get a chance to go against some of the greatest in the world, and you're in Game 6 on your home floor. The record doesn't mean anything when you go out there. You still got to finish the job. So that's what I was thinking.
Kyrie, Coach Kidd discussed your perception in the past, and he had nothing but positive things to say about you. You've become like a fan favorite already in Dallas. Just what does that mean to you? Just the fans just embracing you here so far?
I've been in this league for a while now, so I'm just grateful for those that have been with me since the beginning and those who are still rocking me now. All the new supporters, I'm grateful for them. It's a whole new generation that's watching me now, so I'm aware of that. Very responsible with what I say and what I do and how I approach my day-to-day life. And as a young person, I can say this, I wasn't really thinking about any of that. I really didn't have the understanding of who I was as a person to myself, and I had to figure that out. And then what you're seeing now is just a version of me that I'm proud of. I look at myself every day in the mirror. I give myself affirmations, and I meditate, I pray, and I'm just more consistent with my daily practices to help me stay grounded and balanced. And part of knowing who you are is knowing where you come from. Been on a spiritual journey, figuring out who my mom's side of my family is, figuring out some family members from my dad. So basketball was, sometimes not the priority, but I was in season. So then probably things got mixed up emotionally, and I think people prejudged me without knowing who I was and knowing who I am and not really knowing where my family comes from. And all that is just part of the process of growing up in this world and growing up in life. So it's no time to blame anybody or hold grudges. I just look at it as an opportunity to help the next generation see that you can make it through the fire and still rise like a phoenix. So,
hey, Kyrie, a lot of your game is talked about on offense, but your defense, 2 blocks, 2 steals. Coach Kidd, before the game, he talked about your competitive nature, being willing to take those challenges, like tonight in a closeout game guarding James Harden. What does it say, and what is your assessment on your defense and how important it is to your game?
Yeah, I think I'll echo kind of the same sentiment and statement I had the other day of just some of the best to ever play the game are recognized for doing it on both ends of the floor. And in order to make an impact on the defensive end, you have to be well-conditioned, and you have to have that extra gear to be able to be able to guard the best of the best. To make the best of the best miss, you have to make them feel uncomfortable. You have to know tendencies. You have to study the game of basketball, and you also have to appreciate their greatness and not disrespect them. So I try to have that approach and maintain that consistent mentality that, I'll be able to make more of an impact if I'm doing it on both ends of the floor. My offense can come and go. I feel like I can, play with the best of them on that end. But defensively, that's where I want to make my mark. And I know that it galvanizes the group as well when they see me doing it. So just leading by example and also trying to be up there with the greats, man. That takes consistency and takes the will that comes from internally.
Kyrie, 2 quick ones for you. First playoff series as a member of the Mavs, how did that feel, just having the AAC rocking while you were kind of closing out that game? And then secondly, what has kind of the camaraderie been like with the team through this first playoff series, and what have you kind of learned about the team?
Yeah, I genuinely believe that, we grew closer as a group, not even just playing games. We did a lot of things off the court together, and we have a relatively young group as well. They're all pretty much around the same age, so they like the same things. They listen to the same music. They enjoy playing video games. They love doing the little things that, kind of make them happy and keep them grounded. So for me, I've had to come to understand that this is a different era. I'm a different leader in a different era now, so I have to approach them a little bit differently to get the best out of them. And once I was able to do that, then, I know they're all self-motivated, so I just try to give them that encouragement, that positive reinforcement that they're doing the good things, and also push them to do more for themselves, to push past what their potential is right now. So sometimes they can't see it, but you got to challenge them in a healthy way. So I feel like I've done that alongside the coaching staff, and Jay Kidd's been great, and just coming in and having these man-to-man talks that we need sometimes. Even though we have women in the locker room too, our women are allowed to have a voice too. I just want to make sure that. But we have these conversations where it's just honest, and we need that. And to answer your first question, AAC was definitely rocking. I remember Maxey hitting, I think, 3 tonight, and I had never heard it that loud in there. So just to see the fans' reactions, to see them appreciate the game of basketball and also their home team, it feels good and you feel right at home. Like, just playing well. And even when we're not playing well, they still try to give us energy as best they can. Just knowing other fan bases that I've been a part of, it could get real toxic. So, here I think there's a good balance and they like to protect their players. A lot of great players will come through here as well. So it's not like they haven't seen greatness before. I just think I'm in my era right now where we have a great team and we should appreciate that and not take it for granted.
Kyrie, there in the fourth quarter, you hit the 3 over PJ Tucker. Seemed like you wanted to break him down before you did that. But what did you see in that matchup in that moment? And I know you were already up, but what did that moment do for your team?
Oh goodness, I was, I was laughing with the guys after I hit that shot. I don't even think I watched it go in, fully once it left my hands. I saw I got fouled. I fell to the floor. Then I was on the floor looking, kind of squinting and seeing if it went in, and just seeing my teammates' reaction and them pick me up. That was the best part of it. We knew that was kind of like the dagger in the series, and we were already up, but just those exciting plays that, momentum shifters mean a great deal. And we were already playing hard on defense, so to be rewarded on the offensive end where guys can get rest and then we get back and continue to play out the game until the clock's at 0, it's a big deal for us. So, I think you're seeing a group that's really selfless and we want to celebrate each other, not just on the big shots, but the small wins, doing the little things, diving on the floor, picking our guys up. And, I think if we stay on that trend, we'll do well for the rest of these playoffs.
Kyrie, a lot of times after games, Jason will come in and then you'll come in later. And you guys don't necessarily say the same thing, but it seems like you're on the same wavelength. And I wonder how much of your success in Dallas is attributable to the fact that you've known Jason for a long time and you have that comfort level with him.
I'll say this. It's not too often that you get to share a birthday with somebody, also a former top pick in the NBA, somebody that has won a championship before as a player and also as an assistant or a coach. And he has so much wisdom to offer, but I think he appreciates those that are curious about getting more out of their potential. And that's what we've connected on, is just not on the court stuff, but just as a person. How do you get the best out of yourself? He's been through a lot. I've been through a lot. He's seen a lot. I've seen a lot. I'm obviously younger. But he knows I have an older soul. I've grown up around a lot of older people. So, that's how I came into the league. I think that's how he came into the league too. He came in an era that was a little bit different. So we just have an appreciation for like the classical basketball game and then who taught us it and how we got better and did we get the most out of our game. And I think now he gets to live through me a little bit. We have different games, but I just know when I look at him, he has that understanding of high-level chess. And when you have a coach like that, that reassures you, reinforces that you're doing the right things, it goes a long way. So I definitely feel like we're on the same wavelength as well. And we're just proving it every day and just continuing to put one foot in front of the other and take it step by step, man, because it took me a while. I think, when I was a younger player too, I would have liked to be coached by him. And I think, Milwaukee had a chance to trade for me too. And, he just how things work, synchronicity works in this league. You just never know how things happen. And it took us about 7 years for all that to kind of show what we're doing now. So it feels good.
Kai, you talk about how you've been misunderstood over your career on and off the court. How is it that important in regards to like some of the stuff you've done as far as your philanthropy and also like other business ventures in regards to specifically Payers TV and others? I guess why you've taken that opportunity to go that route, I guess you can say.
Yeah. In my life, humanity, I want to see them be liberated from all evil and racism and bigotry and religious extremism that really divides us all. I'm always going to stand on that side of wanting to see everyone be liberated and also see unity. So philanthropy is not really just philanthropy word. It's just how I was raised. And if I had $1 on me and it was my last dollar, I would give it to someone that needed more. I had a shirt on my back, I would give. That's just always how I've been. I've been a sharer. And if you know anybody that shares a lot of their belongings, you know that they are usually the people that get taken advantage of the most. And I had a lot of pain when I was growing up, so sharing with the world or sharing with my friends, that made me feel happy. That made me feel good. So I just carried it on once I made it to the NBA. And just got on this platform to be able to make a bigger impact for the next generation and those that are watching me. But yeah, to answer your first part of your question, a lot of people call me misunderstood, but I think I would like to change that narrative a bit. Some people have spoken for me on behalf of me, and they don't really know who I am, and that's okay, right? Like, I'm a public figure, but my social media is not who I am. When I come up here, I don't get to fully be who I am. I try to show you guys as much as I need to. But yeah, I just don't think a lot of people knew who I was. And when you have, unfortunately, you have people behind the scenes that are trying to kill off your character or make you quit something that you love to do or make you believe a perception about yourself, that also is part of the process of healing. So, shout out to my therapist, shout out to my family being there for me during times where I was unsure of myself. So I think we've all been through it to a certain degree, but as a young person growing up in this specific society, especially in America, the public forum or being a public figure entertainer is so unfair. Being a quote unquote celebrity is unfair. I'm not saying that I'm, coaxing for the role or anything like that, but it's just the disrespect that could happen at times just because you're a public figure. It's just, you got to get used to it. So long story short, I don't feel misunderstood. I just feel like I'm showing who I truly am now and embracing that and living with the results that way, whether you like me or not. I really don't care. It's just, I really go home to my family, and I appreciate good people, good-spirited people that are kind to me and appreciate what I do, and I appreciate what they do. So it's a shared human respect there.
Kyrie, after the game, you and Luka shared a couple of moments together. What's it been like going through this series with him? He made the comment after Game 4 that he feels like he's letting you down in this series. Then he bounced back with his performance in Game 5. What has it been like for the two of you kind of tag teaming and carrying this team to a series win?
Man, mi hermano, I talk about him all the time, but when he's being aggressive and he's taking that leadership role and he knows who he is, like, he's just playing like Luka Doncic. It's easy to play alongside somebody like that. But you also have to be sure of yourself, because when someone's that special, it's easy to kind of fall into kind of that secondary role. And there's no primary or secondary. We're one team. We succeed together. We fail together. And that's always been the MO since the beginning of the season. Just, we're a team, and everybody has a specific role. Everybody has that skill set that they bring to the team. Just be the best version of yourself. So when me and Luka get it going like that, it just feels good. It makes the game a lot easier. And then off the court, 25-year-old kid. So do my best to make him smile and have good energy, and also, new father. So just try to support him in other ways. And on the basketball court, it just looks seamless.
Kyrie, ever since y'all traded for P.J. Washington, y'all have kind of known what you're going to get from his defense. His shooting has been up and down. What does games like tonight, where he's shooting the three ball well, do for y'all?
When PJ's shooting the ball well, it definitely creates a lot more opportunities and a lot more space for us to drive the basketball, but also when he hits timely shots and clutch shots, I think it goes a long way for his confidence. We've told him since he got here, shoot the shots when you're open or the shots that feel good. We don't really care about the percentages. We just want you to have a good foundational base on your jump shot and believe in it and have that confidence, and the rest will handle itself. We have enough scorers on this team, but when you're wide open, shoot the shot with confidence, and we'll keep crashing for you and we'll keep feeding you the basketball. But just keep doing the little things to get us these wins.
A rough performance in your last game, and then you tonight coming out of the gate dropping 14 points. How did it feel tonight?
Felt great. Everybody knew how important this game was. So for me, just try to come in with the same mentality, take the open ones, and credit to my guys for finding me.
What's going through your mind when you see Kyrie cook the way he did the second half?
Unbelievable. It's like 2K. Yeah, Mamba takeover. So he was just doing what he does. He's special, and I'm just glad to be on his team. And y'all seen it, so ain't much to say, honestly.
What's it like to be on the court?
Work with that, though.
I'm just in awe each and every night. Luka and Kai, they're special players, and they make special plays each and every night. So just to be able to be a part of something special here in Dallas, I'm excited to be here, and I'm excited to play my role as well.
The team changed when you and Daniel got here. Talk about how you feel about being a part of that change.
I think the biggest thing for me was the defensive end. I told you guys when I first got here that was my main emphasis coming in, and that's where I hang my hat, me and Dan. So I feel like we just came in with that presence each and every night, and it turned our season around. So credit to us too, and then credit for everybody for trusting us on that end. So I feel like we're just fitting in great.
PJ, can you put into words your first series with the Mavericks in the playoffs?
Exciting. I mean, ups and downs. We stuck together throughout the whole series, and that's all that matters. And we're on to the next one.
2020 and 2021, previous losses to the Clippers, but was there any extra motivation to get this one behind you against this team?
They were just another team in a way, honestly. For us, it was just one step closer to our goal tonight, and we made it happen. Obviously, we're excited to go into the next round and see what happens.
BJ, just going off your last response, just going off the next round, what would you like to see carry over from this round when you go up against the Thunder?
Our defense, the way we talked down there was special, and it helped us win the series. Just to be able to hold those guys to not making a lot of threes, especially game 1 and game 4. That's how they beat us. So for us, that was our main emphasis throughout the series, and we did a good job of that.
What was your reaction when you came in this morning and you walk in the arena and you see your pose on all those posters?
I wasn't expecting it, but I mean, it was definitely a special moment for me. Obviously, being from here and being able to be obviously doing everything I'm doing. So for me, I'm just happy to be here, and it's exciting each and every day.
Did you think we'll become a meme and become viral like that because everybody's doing the PJ?
Yeah, no ma'am. I mean, I don't like when people tell me what to do, so he told me not to, and I did it anyway.
Both Dante and Luka and asked them if they learned anything new about the team throughout the series. They both said no. They already knew what this team was capable of. But do you band any closer together when you're in a fight each round as you guys move along?
Yeah, we have to. I mean, I feel like this team is very connected on each end of the floor. We always cheering each other on. We don't care who scores as long as we win. I mean, and that's all it's about. I mean, every great team has that mentality, and we have it as well. So it's exciting.
PJ is somebody who hangs his hat on the defensive end of the floor. What did you think of Kyrie's performance when he had opportunities to cover Harden, and how did that make a difference for you guys these last 2 games?
He was big for us. I mean, just to be able to be our leader and be able to play both ends of the ball is special. I mean, he's been here before, and he's been in those big moments, and he was just leading us throughout the whole series. So Kai's a special player, and I'm just glad he's here once again.
You and Daniel were the new guys at the trade deadline. You guys played a big role tonight. You played a big role since you joined the team. What kind of relationship have you developed with Daniel since that trade happened?
I've been knowing Dan since like middle school because he's from Arkansas and I'm obviously from here. So we used to play AAU against each other all the time. So, I mean, I've been knowing him. He's familiar, and for me, it was great finally getting to be able to play with him. So that chemistry was already there, and I already knew what he can do, and he knew what I could do on the floor. So it's special being able to play with him.
They don't have a mic, but I'll just ask. We often hear about the leadership from Luka and Kyrie, but I wanted to ask you about Markieff, as he's one of the vets on this team. What is he either saying to you guys throughout this series or keeping you guys motivated? What does he sound like?
I mean, throughout the whole year, he's been that voice for us. He's been there before as well. So just having multiple voices in the locker room has been great. And he's being vocal, being present each and every night, and he's a player coach for us as well. So it's always great having an OG like that.
PJ, game was tied going into halftime. What was Coach Kidd's message to get y'all back on track to go win that game in the second half?
Just to stay focused. We knew they would come back. I mean, they were fighting for their lives. So for us, just try to stay focused and continue with the game plan and force them to take tough twos.
At the end of the third quarter there, you take, I think it was a corner 3, and the rebound comes right back and you get it, and Kyrie knocks down a 3. What's the offensive rebounding mindset been for this team, and how much was it stressed?
We know how good we can rebound the ball on both ends of the floor, and we try to stress that. I mean, we have guys that can rebound as well. I mean, Josh did a great job. I did a great job. Jones did a great job. So everybody's coming out those corners trying to be aggressive and get extra plays for us, and it helps us win each and every night.
You've consistently told us this year that you want to stay in the present, this team. I wonder if somewhere in the back of your mind there's a little satisfaction to beating the Clippers in the playoffs, since you did lose twice to them in the playoffs.
I mean, of course, I lost twice to them, so it was a bigger motivation to beat them. They have a great team. We have to recover. We have to work really, really hard to beat them. So I'm happy that we did it this time.
How much support did you get from someone for showing you Gafford, PJ? It seemed like all of them stepped up tonight.
No, not just tonight, the whole series. If you talk about tonight, of course they step up, but they were stepping up the whole series, the whole season, basically. Never complained about anything, just hoop and play hard, which is unbelievable and amazing to learn with us.
Luka, you've known what this team is capable of all season, but throughout this series, did you learn anything new about your teammates?
No. I knew it.
Luka, you said the first series that you guys are different between this series and your previous matchups with LA, and you said we have time. I know it's bigger than just the two of you, but what can you say about the performance, not just tonight, but throughout the series for Kyrie, that helped make the series?
Amazing. Just like I always said, you know I like to use the word amazing, so I'm going to say unbelievable. Unbelievable, I say unbelievable. So it's even more special. But just to have the guy right there on your team, it's a pleasure, man. Just working with him, just playing with him, it's a pleasure. No matter what, he's always positive energy, always. Not even 1 second of negative energy, which helps a lot. Helps everybody. We're so happy to have him.
Luka, is the energy from the home crowd tonight about as loud as you've heard this go down?
Yeah, maybe. I remember the last playoffs we played here. It was loud too, so this year I couldn't wait to go back to the playoffs without the home crowd, which was amazing. Even in the regular season, it was amazing. Now the playoffs are even more special.
Couple more guys. Going back to Kyrie a little bit, he's not 13 in the elimination game. Why do you think he's so prepared for this game?
Because he's Kyrie.
Luka, how your body feel? How does your body feel?
Okay.
You not banged up?
Oh yeah. Right.
When did you guys become such a dominant offensive rebounding team?
I think since the trade deadline, the whole season Tyson been working with their life. I think that helped a lot. Learning from Tyson, it's a big thing. And then we signed Gafford, and traded for Gafford. And we got big bodies in our team, so just trade that.
Luka, what's going through your head when you see Harden continuously getting that switch on you and having trying to pick on you one-on-one? What's kind of going through your head in those moments?
Sit down and Harden.
Luka, hubo una jugada en el último cuarto de Kyrie Irving, donde la American Airlines prácticamente se cayó, donde PJ Tucker también estuvo mano a mano con Kyrie. ¿Cómo lo describiste? ¿Cómo lo viste tú?
Creo que no vi mucho. Lo he visto en el móvil, así que no sé cómo.
How's your knee feeling?
It's okay.
Has it gotten better, or is it any progress?
I don't think it's going to be better before I get some rest. It's a lot of minutes. So maybe
Sure.
something.
You saw the tape on your right shoulder. That had an impact on your shooting.
It's all right. Just going to make it in those.
Luka, what did you think of some of the play from the other guys that haven't had playoff experience just going through this first series? What did you think of some of those guys?
Great. Like I said before, you asked me about that. Everybody stepping up. Everybody playing like they've been in the playoffs already. For those who are present, but everybody's playing aggressive. We know what we have to do. We have our scouting, and everybody's playing aggressive with a lot of energy.